You're listening to the Quince podcast.
The political corridors in Punjab were bustling over the last 2 days with the resignation of one of its oldest guards, Captain Amarinder Singh, on 18 September. And just 24 hours later, the surprise pick of Dalit Sikh Charanjit Singh Channi as the new chief minister. The captain's resignation comes after months of infighting, public insults, and bitter jabs between him and his political arch rival Navjot Singh Sidhu, who has been gunning for the captain's ouster for the better part of this year. However, the final straw towards the captain's resignation fell after a faction of MLAs wrote a letter to the Congress High Command voicing a change in leadership and a lack of confidence in him, resulting in the former CM's public statement that he quote-unquote feels humiliated and resigning from his post. The change in guard in Punjab also comes just 4 months before the state heads to polls. So, what are the tasks ahead for the new CM? Will he be able to bring the divided party together? What lies ahead for Amarinder Singh? And most importantly, is this signaling a change in the functioning of the grand old party? To analyze these questions for this episode, we spoke to Aditya Menon, the Quint's political editor. You're tuned in to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline making news for you, and I'm your host, Himmat. The pressure of choosing a new leader in Punjab has been mounting as the past few months have been submerged in infighting between Captain Amarinder Singh and Navjot Singh Sidhu. But the appointment of Charanjit Singh Channi as the new Punjab Chief Minister has clear social engineering overtones as the state heads for elections. Channi was reportedly nowhere on the top of the list of CM prospects, so why was he picked over the political heavyweights like Navjot Singh Sidhu, former PPCC President Sunil Jakhar, or Sukhjinder Randhawa? The answer lies in the Dalit community vote bank and the fact that the competing factions cancelled each other out. Picking a Dalit leader like Channi could potentially help the party capitalize on nearly 32% of the state's population. According to an Indian Express report, the proportion of Dalits may go up to 38% after the results of the 2021 census are released. Channi is also a Sikh, which increases acceptability to Congress senior leaders like Ambika Soni, who herself declined the offer for CM and stated that, quote-unquote, a Sikh should be CM, eliminating other contenders like Sunil Jakhar out of the race. Another significant vote bank in Punjab are the Jat Sikhs, which constitute 25% of the population, and Sukhjinder Randhawa fit the bill. However, this would have created an imbalance with both the CM and the state party chief Sidhu being from the same community. Thus, Channi was the most viable political option for the party. His appointment is also a counter to the manifesto promises of opposition parties like AAP, who promised a Dalit deputy chief minister if they come to power. According to Aditya, Channi enjoys a widespread appeal in the party and speaks on what made him the consensus choice for the state party unit.
Charanjit Singh Channi is a very interesting politician. He has always tended to gain in the Punjab Congress whenever there has been a factional dispute in the party. So he became the leader of opposition under similar circumstances when there was a contest between two competing factions, and Channi sort of emerged as some kind of a consensus candidate. I think something very similar seems to have happened this time because no, first, of course, the name of Sunil Kumar Jakhar was being discussed, but the Navjot Sidhu, Sukhjinder Randhawa camp, along with other detractors of Captain Amarinder Singh like Sukhbinder Sarkaria, Tripat Rajinder Bajwa, all of them sort of closed ranks and blocked Sunil Jakhar's chances because he was seen as being soft on Captain Amarinder Singh. Then Sukhjinder Randhawa emerged as the preeminent choice of a large chunk of MLAs. But then Sukhjinder Randhawa is a Jat Sikh from the Majha area of Punjab, which is the same as Navjot Sidhu. So Sidhu probably wasn't comfortable with having someone of that kind of profile become the CM because it would be a direct, it would be a direct threat to him. The party also was probably not comfortable having no the chief minister and the Punjab Congress chief both belonging to the same region and the same caste group. So that's why Sidhu seems to have pushed matters towards Charanjit Singh Channi. The party high command also seems to have preferred projecting a Dalit CM to send a message at the national level. So a variety of factors seem to have come together to make Channi the Chief Minister of Punjab. Even Captain Amrinder Singh, for that matter, seems to have preferred Channi over someone like Navjot Sidhu or Sukhjinder Randhawa. Even though Channi was a critic of Captain, he was still slightly more measured. So while he did attack Captain often in public, he also kept the channel of communication open with Captain Amrinder Singh. Channi emerged as the lesser evil among various competing factions in the Punjab Congress. Also, being a Dalit is important. None of these factions wanted to be seen to be antagonistic towards the first Dalit Chief Minister of Punjab, or seen to be opposing, this great symbolic thing that the party wanted to do. So, I think a variety of these reasons seem to have worked for Charanjit.
But right on the day that Channi took oath as CM, the BJP's IT cell resurfaced a 28 #MeToo allegation against Channi, where he reportedly sent an inappropriate text to a female employee. The matter was reportedly brought to resolution after then CM Amrinder Singh intervened and no formal complaint was filed. But although Channi has become the new chief minister, it, however, does not mean that he will be the CM face as the party heads to polls. Punjab Congress in charge Harish Rawat on Sunday stated to ANI that Punjab Congress chief Navjot Singh Sidhu will be the new CM face for the party, which invited criticism from Jhakar on Twitter, stating that this undermines the CM's authority. With this announcement, the party has found itself in a tight position, according to Aditya, since on one hand it has the first Dalit chief minister in Punjab in Channi, representing a major chunk of the vote bank, and on the other hand is Sidhu, who enjoys great support across the region and played a key role in bringing Captain Amrinder Singh down.
So Harish Rawat's statement isn't actually very clear. He said that the Congress president will decide who the chief minister would be, and that the elections will be fought under the leadership of the Punjab Congress chief, who is also very popular. So it's not quite a commitment on Sidhu being the CM face of the party. But yes, the dilemma for the Congress is very real because they have appointed a Dalit chief minister in Punjab for the first time, and this is a very big thing that has happened. As things stand today, Charanjit Singh Channi is the only Dalit chief minister in the country at present among the existing chief ministers. So, can the party, like after 3 months, tell him that okay, you won't be the CM face, and it would probably be counterproductive in that sense. On the other hand, the party also can't ask Sidhu to back out as well because Sidhu is still the most popular leader in the party, in the state. Even Sidhu can't be asked to sort of step aside. Sidhu has also played a key role in bringing down Captain Amrinder Singh. He's also been the most vocal critic of the Badals. So there are many things that still work for Navjot Sidhu. He still has a greater appeal across Punjab compared to, say, Charanjit Channi or any other leader like Sukhjinder Randhawa, Rajendra Bajwa, and Sunil Jakhar. So the Congress will be faced with this dilemma in 3 months.
Speaking of Amrinder Singh's ouster, the writings on the wall for his resignation have been present for months, as multiple MLAs in the party cadre have voiced dissent and expressed low confidence in his leadership. Apart from the dissent from his own party MLAs, the captain also witnessed a nosedive in popularity and also found himself on the bottom 5 of a list of unpopular CMs. According to a C voter tracker, the captain's approval ratings in 2019 stood at 19%. However, it fell to 9.8% by January 2021. According to a C voter survey in August, his approval ratings were in the negative. His lack of action towards the drug mafia and the Badals in the sacrilege cases of 2015 also led to a sharp decline in popularity. And one of the biggest complaints against the captain was his inaccessibility. He reportedly met MLAs only few times and held very few public outreach programs. On his last day in office, Amrinder Singh stated that he feels humiliated due to the way he has been treated by the party leadership. So, what lies ahead for the captain now? Will he resign from the party or jump ship to another? What options lie before him? According to Aditya, his options will clear up in the run-up to the upcoming elections.
Had someone like Navjot Sidhu being made the chief minister, Captain Amrinder Singh would have probably left the party. He had said it in as many words, and his dislike of Sidhu was quite well known. But now that someone like Charanjit Channi, who's a bit of a consensus candidate, has been made the chief minister, the captain might at least remain in the party until the elections. If in the elections the party decides to project Navjot Sidhu as the chief ministerial candidate, then captain might take a call. By that time, captain might also believe that the resentment against him would have reduced or transferred to his successor, and then his options might just increase in terms of where he could go. Otherwise, the other problem for captain is which party would take him. The Aam Aadmi Party has been fighting against captain's regime and being a very strong critic of his. The same goes for Badals, who are his arch rivals. The only option for captain then would be the BJP, but the BJP is a pariah in Punjab, and joining them is equivalent to political suicide. The outside chance for captain would have been to become the Trinamool Congress's face in the state, as the party is anyway trying to expand in a large number of states across the country. The options for captain as of now weren't particularly great. So if at all he has to leave, it would be in about 3 months' time, and that too only if Navjot Sidhu is projected as the chief.
But this big development from Punjab perhaps also signals a change in the way the Congress High Command handles its party units. In the past, the party has always communicated its displeasure in a state chief minister through a senior aide. But with Punjab, the situation was different. In the past few months, the leadership has invited MLAs to write letters of dissent against the sitting chief minister and resolve incumbency issues. Picking a Dalit Sikh leader also showcases that the party is listening to its support base and senior party leaders. However, Aditya believes that even though the Punjab issue may have been visibly put to rest, the Congress High Command faces the uphill task of bringing a divided party together just a few months before elections.
In some ways, Sidhu has succeeded. Just 5 years after joining the Congress, he has become the Punjab Congress chief. He has helped bring down a very mighty leader like Captain Amrinder Singh. Uh, you know, if a list is prepared of the leaders who ended the Badal captain monopoly in Punjab politics, and Sidhu's name would be right at the top as one of the leaders who ended this entire dominance in state politics. So Sidhu has done very well. He also at the last moment managed to uh, you know uh, prevent Sukhjinder Randhawa from becoming the chief minister, and instead brought Charanjit Singh Channi's name. So Sidhu has proven to be a successful politician in some ways. On the other hand, this process has also earned him a lot of enemies. Already, Captain Amrinder Singh and he were on the war path. Now, towards the end, Sukhjinder Randhawa, who and his entire caucus in the Congress known as the Majha Express, which includes Tripat Rajinder Bajwa and Sukhvinder Sarkaria, they might also now turn against Sidhu because of the manner in which he scuttled Randhawa's chances. Then there is, of course, the new Chief Minister Charanjit Channi, who it's unlikely that after 3 months after functioning as Chief Minister, he would easily hand over the reins to Navjot Sidhu and ask him to be the CM face for the Congress in the elections. So Sidhu has earned a lot of enemies in the past few months. Sunil Jakhad is another one who might harbor a grudge against Navjot Sidhu. Even if the Congress wins a majority in the elections, whether Sidhu will be able to command the support of a majority of MLAs remains to be seen, because a lot of powerful factions would still be, baying for his blood.
Amrinder Singh has publicly stated that he will voice opposition if Sindhu is chosen as a CM face for the party in Punjab. And with just 4 months left for the polls to begin, the political infighting may spark again. So stay tuned to The Big Story and The Quint. If you liked listening to this episode, please subscribe to The Big Story for episodic updates. We're available on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, JioSaavn, and most of the other popular podcast streaming platforms. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website, and for any feedback, please shoot an email to podcast@thequint.com.
Thanks for listening. Log on to the Quint's website and check out our other podcasts.